My name is, again, Ted Elwood. I'm the President and CEO of Peleton Minerals Corporation, and I'm pleased to present the North Elko Lithium Project today. And there will be forward-looking statements in this presentation. Just for reference, we're working up in the northeast corner of Nevada. We've been there for background a number of years, primarily looking for and generating gold prospects, either for ourselves to work on or to look for partners on. And that was going along nice. And then around 2022, a company by the name of Surge Battery Metals went and discovered a great big giant lithium deposit right beside one of our properties. So at first I wasn't sure what to make of that. But after, when their mineralogy started coming out, our senior geologist said to me, he said, that discovery of theirs was made in clay. And he said, I've been all over that whole part of Nevada, and he said, we've got that same kind of clay all over both of our properties up there, so we should have another look. So a few years prior to that, we had flown the area about 100 square kilometers with a technology called hyperspectral imaging, or UV imaging. So that's using UV light to identify every kind of mineral that is at surface, because every mineral gives off a different electronic signature under UV light. So we reran the data, looking specifically for typical lithium-bearing clays, hectorite, smectite, illite, and we got hits on both of our properties, which were 6 kilometers apart, and we got hits everywhere in between. So the task for the last part of last year was staking all the ground that we knew was prospective but didn't own yet, and so we got that accomplished by later that year. Just for further perspective, we believe that whole northern area of Nevada is going to become a very important generator of lithium for the United States market. For geologic reason, there's the lithium, or the Yellowstone hotspot actually went across there about 16 million years ago and ended up in Montana where it is right now. But that generated a lot of volcanic activity, a lot of calderas, and created a lot of environment where these lithium and clay deposits could be formed. Thacker Pass, which is to the left, that is a deposit that Lithium Americas is putting into production. It's the biggest lithium and clay deposit in North America. The United States government just put in $2.2 billion to see it into production. GM has invested $650 million in equity. And the type of deposits that we're finding or occurring in that northern area are the type of large-size, multi-generational type deposits that firms like Ford or GM are going to need in order to satisfy the lithium demand that they foresee. Surge is the next, in the discovery pipeline. They discovered that deposit right beside us again, and it's what they came up with in only 16 drill holes is the equivalent of what Thacker Pass is going to mine in the first 40 years. So that's exciting. We went and looked at our data. And again, we've got lithium in clay, and we're starting to work on it now. So we're the youngest of the three. We're the third car on the train. Lithium America is driving the train, and they've come before us and done all of the metallurgical work. It took many years to figure out how to crack that lithium or that clay in terms of getting the lithium out efficiently. But they've done that work. Now, Surge, with their discovery, their initial metallurgical work, they got 99% recovery, and they admitted that they had basically just used lax flow sheet. This gives you an idea of the ground position currently. We're the purple outline, and Surge is blue. We've got about 35 square kilometers right at the moment. They've roughly about 40. There are some other little players that are around the neighborhood, but the two of us are the two biggest players in the region. This is our claim outline showing the hectorite or lithium clay outcrops running across the property. Where you see the little pixels or dots, those are areas of outcrop. So they're not areas, they're not indicating strength, but they're indicating that it's showing at surface. And those little dots run across the entire property. On the left would be the boundary between us and Surge. We've got data that runs well onto Surge's property, and those outcrops, continue. So it's a clay layer that runs for miles across probably both properties. We're roughly about 8 kilometers across there. So it's a big area. It was a big lake, essentially, 15 million years ago. Our work program this summer is budgeted at $600,000 Canadian, and it's a comprehensive program. It's really designed to identify the high-grade areas of lithium at surface within those lithium-bearing clays. And it's, as I say, designed to make the discovery. Surge really, for all intents and purposes, made that discovery using soil geochemistry, and it was really, the drilling really just confirmed what they had. So the program involves extensive soil geochemistry as well. We've sampled the entire property, 35 square kilometers at 200 meter centers already, and those samples are being prepped and shipped in for assay right now. We're going to be doing an extensive geologic mapping program and using a spectrometer, which we purchased, and that's a $40,000 machine that you can get a lithium assay right in the field. It's a laser. You can't use it for press releases, but it's really efficient for prospecting. And for our goal of identifying the high-grade areas, that'll work perfectly. We're also flying that area with airborne geophysics over the entire property, and starting in the next week or so. And as we identify the high-grade areas that we want to focus on, we're going to use a pack sack drill, which we own. And that is a small drill. It's just like it sounds. You can carry it around in a pack sack if you want. It'll drill a 2-inch core. And the beauty of it is that in Nevada, you don't need to get a permit for it. So you identify a prospective area, you can go with that drill, and we'll probably put down 20-foot holes on that program. We are working on the permits for the bigger drill. We've already got 2 of them. We're working on a third in an area that we already realize is highly prospective. And we should have that toward the fall. The second phase of this program will be the bigger drilling program, and that we're looking to start probably late September. I should mention that the finance for that, we started out this spring to seek the financing for that project, or for this program, and it was oversubscribed. I think we raised a little bit over $1 million Canadian. Just putting my 2 cents in for the lithium market. As you know, Australia and Chile are the biggest producers, but the top 2 bullet points there really tell a story as far as our project and U.S. projects in general. Most of the production throughout the world is actually shipped to China for final processing. So it ends up that China controls 90% of the final lithium battery grade material. And for companies like GM, they would prefer to have a source closer to home for that lithium. That's why those projects in northern Nevada and even southern Nevada towards Tonopah are going to become so very important. There aren't very many states in the United States that have lithium, but also where it's a friendly jurisdiction for putting projects like that into production. And the second bullet point there, they estimate that the U.S. alone will need 400,000 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent by the year 2030. Thacker Pass is going to produce 40,000. So somewhere along the way, another 9 Thacker Passes are going to have to be found. Speaking to our corporate structure, we've been trading in a range pretty steady over the last year, between 9 and 12 cents. Only half of that year reflects lithium in terms of when we announced that we had acquired ground related to lithium. So it's stable either way. We've got a good, strong shareholder group. We probably are in close contact with at least 60%. So that's why it's stable, there's no pressure. And the other thing, it shows that it's consolidated. So as the news flow starts this summer, something good happens, it's in position to move. And for contacts, this deck is available on our website, along with other information in the appendix about Thacker Pass and what have you. You're welcome to download it and or to contact myself or anybody on that sheet with further information or questions.